Only, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. There is issues. There is issues. You know, 60 years ago, when I start saying this, there is fire on the mountain. You know the shit, is this past few days that prophecy gonna come to pass. In the past few days, there is not only fire on mountain, there is fire on mountain, there is fire in the river, there is fire in the market, even inside the air, atmosphere, you will see fire there. First, Professor Dr. Ned, he begin to share documents, begin to share voters card, begin to share a toxicology report, a blood report, this report. You will think when you want to apply for NYSC. That's why Nigeria say, hey, hold it. Respectfully, please. If you have family issue, go and call your Olori Ebi. We are not interested in this. Next thing, minister, he arranged 98,000 microphone in front of him. He said, no, he no call somebody a fool. Nigeria say, please, respectfully, please, we have moved on from you. We want to talk about the big three. The big three. First thing first, Africa Giant, I dare not call his name. He's doing a show in Denver. So that's how one person is now sleeping in front of the show. Baba say he's not going to sing again until they move that person out of the show. Nigerians begin to talk. What do you mean by that? If I'm the one, what be to you? That show will end there. I will not leave. Other Nigerians say, why you be sleeping? Where African Giant is performing? That's why other Nigerians are not advising them. Better be thanking God. Pay is even in the overseas. As me pay is in a koile that you are sleeping in front when the African Giant is performing. Make you not be saying at Timberland. Now he go wake you up from that slumber. Allegedly, I'm not the one that say he's Nigerian. So that one have not finished. He's doing a tour in Canada. They now ask him, how is he working with Whiskey? You probably working for almost 16 years. Let me say, Whiskey for me is the greatest Afrobeat artist after Fela. Yay! Baba set fire. There is fire everywhere. Why will Olamide say that? Why will he do this? Why is he starting division? I think we will leave Olamide Bado alone. I think we will leave him for expressing his opinion because I don't know what he has done. Somebody that on a normal day, he even have a claim to say, okay, this whole big three stuff, I'm also supposed to be part of them. Or we should do big four. Somebody that have dropped album every year now for 15 years. What he has done for Afrobeat, no other person has done it. His legacy, no other person have it. He don't even say, involve me. No, he's giving other people that. Even he now still come outside and he make tweets. He said, this whole big three thing. What is even the issue? You are still dragging Olamide Bado on his own opinion. Which kind of rubbish is that? I don't take that. I will not take that. Don't try that with my goats. What's not that rubbish? What's that? I should talk about the other big three. Which is that there is only one big three now. Polycool. Ezra, Maxi, and Uzi. If you ask me, now who I go ask? No be me go talk. It where it starts. If you ask me.